You're spending hours every week on things AI can already do for you, not someday AI, tools that exist right now that you can set up in the next 10 minutes. I tested the tools everyone's talking about in 2026 and kept only the 5 that actually moved the needle. No filler, no AI will change everything fluff. Just 5 tools, what they do, and exactly how much time they'll give back to you this week.
Quick context before we start. Most people who try to get into AI tools end up with 8 browser tabs open and 0 extra time because they installed everything and mastered nothing. The pattern that actually works is picking one tool per real bottleneck in your week. Writing, research, meetings, your calendar, and repetitive busy work. That's exactly how this list is organized. Let's start with the one that has the fastest payoff. The first bottleneck is writing. Emails, messages, notes, anything where you're staring at a blank box. Wispr Flow is a voice-to-text tool, but it's not like the dictation you're used to. Instead of transcribing word for word, it understands what you're trying to say and cleans it up into properly formatted text automatically. Punctuation, paragraph breaks, even tone adjustments depending on where you're typing. The real advantage? Most people speak 3 to 4 times faster than they type. If you write even a moderate amount of email or messages daily, that's a direct, measurable time save with almost no learning curve. You just talk. Setup time? About 2 minutes. Works across your browser, email, and most apps on your computer. Second bottleneck, research. If your job or projects involve reading long documents, reports, or multiple sources to find one answer, NotebookLM solves this directly. You upload your own documents, PDFs, notes, transcripts, whatever, and it becomes a research assistant that only knows what you gave it. Ask it a question, and it answers using your actual sources, with citations pointing back to exactly where in the document the answer came from. This matters because generic AI chatbots can guess or make things up. NotebookLM is grounded in your material, so what previously took you an hour of skimming multiple documents to answer one question now takes about 30 seconds. Best use case? Students, researchers, anyone dealing with contracts, reports, or long reading lists.
Third bottleneck, meetings. Specifically, the fact that you either take notes badly while trying to also participate, or you forget half of what was said. Granola runs quietly in the background during your calls and turns the conversation into clean, structured notes automatically. Unlike a lot of meeting recording tools, it doesn't need to join as a visible bot participant, so there's no awkward note taker has joined the call moment. After the meeting, you get an organized summary with action items pulled out automatically. No more scrambling to remember who agreed to do what. If your week involves more than 2 or 3 meetings, this alone can save you real hours of note cleanup and re-listening to recordings. Fourth bottleneck, your calendar getting eaten alive by meetings until there's no time left for actual work. Reclaim.ai looks at your existing calendar, your tasks, and your habits, then automatically finds and protects blocks of focus time, defending them the same way it would defend a real meeting, so people can't just book over your deep work time. This is different from a scheduling assistant that just books meetings faster. This one is actively working to give time back to you, not just optimizing how quickly it gets taken. People using tools like this report multiple hours of reclaimed focus time per week just from smarter calendar defense, without changing how they actually work.
Last bottleneck is the small, repetitive tasks that don't take long individually but add up. Copying data between apps, sending the same type of follow-up message, formatting the same report every week. N8N is a no-code automation tool where you connect apps together with simple visual workflows. And you can drop AI steps directly into those workflows. For example, when a new form response comes in, have AI draft a reply, then send it to my email for approval. This one has the steepest learning curve of the 5, but it's also the one with no ceiling. Once you build a workflow, it runs by itself indefinitely, so the time you invest once keeps paying off every week after. Start small. Automate one annoying task, not your entire business, in week 1.
Quick recap. Wispr Flow for faster writing, NotebookLM for research grounded in your own documents, Granola for meeting notes without the awkward bot, Reclaim.ai for defending your calendar, and N89 for automating the repetitive stuff once and letting it run. You don't need all 5 at once. Pick whichever matches your biggest current bottleneck and start there this week.
If this saved you from downloading 10 apps you'd never actually use, subscribe. Every week, I'm testing what's actually worth your time in AI and cutting the rest. Drop a comment with which of these 5 you're trying first, or which bottleneck in your week you want solved next. That's genuinely how future videos get picked. See you in the next one.